Do you ever want to wear streetwear, but then you look at the weather and you're like, man, it's too hot to wear oversized clothing? This video is for you because today we're going to go over chic and stylish ways to wear oversized clothing without overheating so you can look stylish and cool. Let's get into the video. Welcome back to my series about what I find chic for spring so that you can be stylish and cool. So first we're going to start off with hats, jewelries, accessories, things that aren't really a layer of clothing so that you're not overheating. And you really want to pull out a lot of stuff like this so that your outfit has character, flavor, whatever you want to call it, without overheating, you know? So for jewelry, you could pull out a bunch of rings. I've really been loving a lot of rings. I don't know. It's just, infinity stones, I've been watching the Avengers lately, but literally, like, I love a bunch of rings and I think they're really cool. You can definitely go more simple, but I do like the chunky jewelry as well. And we already talked about bangles on this channel so much, but yeah, I'll definitely get you in some bangles. And you could go in with earrings and neck jewelry, and you can even go on with an ankle bracelet. There's a lot of options. But here's the thing. When you pull out a bunch of jewelry, don't do too much in every department. Like if you're doing a lot with the hands, maybe keep it simple with your ears and your neck. If you're doing a lot with your necklace, maybe keep it simple with the ears, simple with the hands. You get what I'm saying? Even if you have a nice stack on your arm, you want to be a little more simple with everything else so that you're kind of really focusing on that. And then also, you still got the whole outfit to style. You don't want to do too much with the jewelry because then it's going to start feeling overstimulating. You know what I'm saying? And also, to dig deeper into accessories, we also have your purse, you have your shoes, you have your belt, you have your hats. Okay, so these are the things you really want to step out and really explore in that area because, once again, hot weather. Okay, if you live in like Texas, yeah, I don't live there, but I don't want to experience that heat either. So when you want to wear oversized clothing, which it can be a good thing to do because it's very flowy. So like if there is some kind of breeze, some kind of wind that you feel, you're wearing something flowy, it's actually getting to you, but you don't want to do too much with the outfit. So you got to do a lot with the accessories. I will say though, once again, don't want to be overstimulated, don't want to do too much because I've seen too much before and it's interesting. To get deeper into accessories, something that I've been really digging into lately, Pinterest, YouTube, social media, is taking pieces that you already have, like maybe you have a long sleeve shirt or cardigan or hoodie, and you could just wrap that around your outfit. And you might be like, how is that an accessory? Instead of putting that on, you could just wrap it on around your pants. You could wrap it around your neck, and it will be considered like layering, but not hot layering. You know how we see people who they live where it like snows and stuff, and they're wearing a button up, they're wearing a hoodie, they're wearing a trench over this, they're wearing a hat, they're wearing boots, they're wearing stockings, a skirt, and like just so much going on. And it's cute. I love it. But then when it get hot weather, I'm like, this is not for this. Like I literally found myself going through my own closet trying to figure out how am I gonna make this all work for spring because I for some reason only shop for fall. I love fall clothing, but you got to make it work for spring. And the best way to do that is layering without being super hot, like learning how to layer without overheating, basically. So another thing I really been loving, and because we talked about belts and hats and stuff like that, when it comes to your bag, you could put some charms on your bag. I'm not the biggest fan of charms, and I feel like some people do it correctly, and then some people have little boo boos, and I'm just like, okay, that's what we doing now, I guess. And another thing with the bags, I be seeing them have a big bag with like a little small bag connect. I'll put a picture. I know it's like, what is she saying? I'm gonna put pictures. But yeah, like I love that look. That's cute. And I also like super big bags. I don't know why, but I want to feel like I'm carrying the world like with me. I don't know why. And then I also love the really small bags, and I mean small, like I cannot fit my phone. Barely can fit lip gloss, you know, like, and I think what's so cute about it is that it's miniature. It's just so tiny. And then with that, you know, that day you just you put your phone in your back pocket and your lip gloss in your front pocket, and you make sure that all your cards are connected on your phone so you could tap, because there's no way you're bringing a wallet in a purse like that. But I do think it's very cute. And down to the shoes, I feel like with streetwear, you can either go sneakers, you could go kitten heels, you could go higher than a kitten heel. I don't know if I'm doing that, but you can. I see some people wear boots, and I love some boots. I almost brought boots into this video, but the truth is, it's too hot for that. It is really too hot for that. So we gonna leave boots for fall. You know, I'll revisit that. But yeah, I love accessorizing without wearing too many like layers of clothing. And layering in itself is already hard. Just for you to go outside and say, I need to take all this off. No, we're not doing that. So, you know, if you can't do a lot with the outfit because of the weather outside, do a lot with the accessories, the rings, the hat, you know, big hat, small hat, I don't know. A hat with like, you can even have statement pieces as well. I think I talked about this in my last video about how with statement pieces, you don't have to do too much with the rest of the outfit. So like, let's say I have like a really nice purse that's just like the star of the show, or I have some really nice shoes that are the star of the show, or pants, shirt, whatever, right? It's a statement piece. With statement pieces, everything else needs to be kind of simple, you know, and you could do a whole lot, but just remember where you're going, you know, remember the environment that you're in. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't stand out, but I want you to like really enjoy the outfit and feel like you know, I'm at the right place for this, you know. So yeah, with the statement pieces, it can be your accessories. I prefer my statement piece to be like my shirt or my pants, maybe my bag, maybe my shoes, but like jewelry and stuff like that. I mean, it can be a statement piece. I've definitely seen some things, but when you start getting to the statement pieces when it comes to jewelry, you gonna start paying thousands of dollars, and that's where I just kind of put the credit card down, you know. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna get into blouses and tops. So I was, you know, I'm always on Pinterest. I'm always in my closet. And I realized that, first of all, you gotta wear outfits that fit your body shape. So you can look in the mirror and just, they have different charts of different body shapes, and you just figure out which one is yours. And you're good. Because with the tops and with the blouses, you wanna pick certain pieces that have different silhouettes. So it depends on your body type. That's why I can't really say which one to choose, but you want to create shape with your outfit. Here's a photo right here, a perfect representation of shape. The top is like, it goes in and then it goes out, and then the pants are big, you know. And then we sometimes see that in reverse, where it's like a fitted skirt, but then you have like a bigger top, or a fitted pants, but you have a bigger top, and it creates, you know, shape, and it has to go with your body shape. That's why I said you got to look at the charts, you know. You could just look it up on Google, different body types, charts, and you can really run with that when it comes to shopping or just being in your own closet. And what I love too is that, going back into accessories a little bit, you could sometimes like take a corset and make something more fitted, but then it kind of goes out at the bottom, which I love. Or like you could take something oversized and tie something around it, like a big belt, like kind of like a waist belt, I like to call it, and kind of create that shape that you need out of that shirt or that day for that outfit. So that's what I love. And once again, with the big pants, if you do those really baggy pants, you can create shape with that too and do like more of a fitted top. It's really up to you, but really picking tops and blouses that are really just, it has some type of shape, or it goes with the bottom and it adds shape. You know, if this is making any sense, y'all. But yeah, and then another thing about tops too is I feel like you should go with lighter materials. I know that we love our quality pieces, but if you can find something that's like still quality, still good, like a good material, but it's light. It's very breathable because it be hot. You ain't trying to have no pit stains. I ain't either. Okay. So you need something that's breathable. And the good thing about some of these tops is that they're already baggy, so like you already got a lot of breathing room, but you don't want anything to be too heavy. And then also, when it comes to playing around with shape, the heaviness and the lightness does play a part. So I feel like if something is a little more heavy, a little more, how would I put it, firm, you can kind of play with the shape a little bit more if you add like a waist belt or some type of corset. And if it's like a little lighter, it's gonna lay a little flatter, I feel. So it really depends on what look you're going for, but really pay attention to materials. Like when you're buying something for spring, it's like, okay, is this breathable? Is this the kind of material that I could wear out like maybe 6 hours or whatever and still be cool? Like I'm not cold, but I'm not hot, you know. Also with tops, you could do tank tops. I see so much on the internet. It's almost too much to talk about. But with the tops, you could really, really mix it up. And what I wanted to bring into this video, guys, was that you could be classy and still wear streetwear, because I don't see that a lot. And I'm just like, where are the oversized trousers and the oversized button ups? You know, like you don't have to be full on streetwear, bomber jacket, um, LA cap. You know, you don't have to be that. You could change it up. You can make it work for the clothes that you already wear. And the good thing about kind of knowing your style and knowing the things that you go for is when you buy pieces for streetwear, you are able to kind of mix and match it with what you already have. So if you feel like your closet is more corporate, like maybe it's not corporate, but it's like more elevated, more classy than streetwear. If you do want to get into streetwear, it doesn't have to be streetwear. It could be like classy, elevated streetwear. Like I see a lot of different things, and that brings me into my next topic. We're talking about trousers and pants, jeans, stuff of that sort. So if you want to elevate the look, you can wear trousers, oversized trousers, instead of oversized jeans. If you want it to be more of like a streetwear look, you can bring in the oversized jeans. Same goes for oversized shorts that are trousers, but they're shorts, and oversized jeans, but they're shorts. So the same thing goes for it. And what I love is that you can still mix and match. Your top doesn't have to be a button up, but it can be. If you're wearing trousers, with the trousers, you could wear more like casual top, or like even with the jeans and the oversized pants, you could wear a fitted top or an oversized shirt with a fitted bottom. And that goes into my next topic, which is you to be more like cool in this hot weather. Sometimes it's good to wear one piece that is fitted and everything else is kind of baggy, because it kind of, first of all, it adds dimension, it adds shape, it adds silhouette, as we were talking about earlier. Besides from that, sometimes I think oversized clothing is hot because it's oversized. Like imagine having these jeans, they're baggy, they're fire, they look good, they sit right, but the material is heavy. You don't really want to go in with an oversized top with that. You might want to go for a fitted top, right? And if it's maybe just a little windy that day, you might pull out a jacket, and if you did, it could be oversized. You know, you really have to play around with these things, but be checking for that weather, because it's like I hate to be somewhere and I'm dressed good, but I'm hot. And I'm looking around at everybody and they're not like wearing a jacket. Like, I know you lying. But yeah, so like with the tops and the bottoms, you can mix and match. You know, if you're trying to be classy and casual, like I said, jeans, button up top, maybe a blouse, or you could do a more casual top and oversized trousers or oversized trouser shorts, which I've been really loving, like any type of oversized shorts. And I've mentioned this in my last What I Find Chic video. I love some oversized shorts, man, especially with a kitten heel. Oh, guys, don't spoil me. Do not spoil me. So, yeah, and some other advice that I would give you guys to be more stylish in your day to day. You know, I know some of these outfits you might see, you might be like, girl, where am I going? It don't have to be that stylish, but I mean, I'm just giving y'all the sauce, I'm just giving y'all the ingredients, okay? Definitely bring in a print when you're wearing some of these outfits. So let's say my pants are camouflage. I love camouflage. Pants are camouflage, but everything else should be like solid, or maybe like how my hoodie, my crop top hoodie has some words on it. That's fine, but like everything else is pretty much solid, and then the pants are like a print. Or we see a lot of leopard lately. Maybe you might go on with a leopard, but then everything else is pretty much a solid color. Maybe it might have words on it, and that's fine, but it's pretty much solid because you don't, like I said, you don't want to do too much. You don't want to have too many prints, okay? This is not a zoo, okay? So you want to keep it like, know the balance between simple and stylish, simple and unique. Know the balance. You can still be like, okay, I see you, without being, oh, I definitely seen you, because there's a difference. There is a difference in tone. Yeah, everybody see you. Yeah, not in a good way. So yeah, with the prints, you don't want to do too much, but sometimes it's good to bring in a print if you want to be more stylish. Because, like I said, if it's hot weather outside and you can't do too much, then maybe bring in a print, and then everything else is still casual. You're not layering too much. You definitely got on some jewelry or maybe a hat or a really nice bag, but you brought in that print, and that sometimes is what does it for the outfit. Sometimes the outfit's just kind of flat. It's lacking color, design, print, whatever. It's just kind of like flat. It's like, oh, she could have added in a print. She could have added in a different color. And another thing too about colors, not everything gotta be the same color, okay? Not everything gotta be. You can mix and match. Like I said, you could bring in a print, or you can wear an outfit where we see the sandwich method a lot, where you wear like maybe a black hat, pink hoodie, black pants, pink shoes, which it's not a bad method. I think I use it quite a bit, but sometimes you could switch it up and it still looks really good. I think if your purse or maybe your shoes is matching one of the pieces you're already wearing, you're pretty much good. You're pretty much going to bring back in that mix match feeling without being too mix match. Because we heard this whole debate on TikTok maybe a couple years back about how wearing all the same color does not mean you're stylish. I've seen so many funny photos. It'll be somebody in like full on orange, like full on jail cell, and they'll be like, yeah, like I put that on. Like, no, you put on the same color. Okay, there's a difference. So like, you don't have to put on all the same color, and you don't have to sandwich the outfit. It could be, every piece could be a different color, but as long as I feel like you're in the same color scale. Like, we were talking about color theory in my last video for my makeup, and I was saying how, like, basically it depends on your skin tone, but I'm a dark autumn. So like, let's say we keep everything in the dark autumn range, but I don't wear all the same color. I wear different colors, but you're still in that same palette. Like, I'm really breaking it down. Like, we in art school now. Let me calm down, okay? I'm about to start a course, guys. I really am. But yeah, so like, really with the colors, you gotta, even if you're not gonna wear all the same color, just stay in that same palette, that same scale, and sometimes that really helps the outfit to really, you just, I don't know, like smoothly blend without it looking too crazy. Like, you don't look like the rainbow, but you guys know what I'm saying, okay? So I believe I mentioned this earlier, but I'm just gonna break it down one more time. You could wear sneakers or heels or flats. I've been really digging the flats. Oh my goodness, love them. With your streetwear. And what I like to do is kind of ask myself, do I want to be more elevated today, or do I want to be more streetwear? That is the question. And also, where am I going to be at? Because if you wear heels, you got to know if you're going to be on carpet or not. Okay, so when you're putting on an outfit and you're like, okay, do I want to elevate this? Do I want to make it more classy? Maybe you add a button up. Maybe you add a tie. I see a lot of y'all moving around with them ties, making a tie a belt, a necklace. Like, I'll be seeing a lot of different, a tie corset, a tie skirt. I'll be seeing a whole bunch of stuff, and I love it. I love it down. So like, you can add little pieces to your outfit to make it more classy, or make it more streetwear. Like, okay, I'm trying to go more streetwear. Let me put a little cap on, a little LA cap on. Let me put a little, oversized jacket on, really get that feel. Or like maybe instead of oversized trousers, let me do jeans. But especially when it comes to the shoes, that is really, it's like, am I going to rock the Timbs today? Or am I going to put on some kitten heels? Or maybe I just want to be comfortable and I'll wear flats. It's really up to you guys, but there's so many options. And I feel like you just got to know what's your vibe for today, how long I'm going to be walking, where I'm going to be at. Am I going to be in the mud? Am I going to be in the dirt? Maybe I'll wear some sneakers instead. And not the best pair either, because, they be creasing and they be, I just bought these. I'm not trying to do too much, but I'm trying to still look cool and stylish and feel good, because I feel like when you're wearing these outfits, you could be wearing the best outfit, but if you're uncomfortable, if you have been out all day and your feet hurt, it just don't hit no more. You want to go home. So just make sure before you walk outside, you know the weather, you know where you're going to be at, you know how you feeling, and put it on. Put that stuff on, okay? And one very important reminder before I close out this video is that don't forget about what's in your closet. Okay, before you go out after this video and try to go buy a bunch of stuff online from the photos I've shown you guys, look in your closet. I like to call it shop your own closet, and just see what's already in there to see if you could recreate some of the stuff on your Pinterest board or some of the stuff you've been wanting to wear or buy. See if you already have it in your closet. See what you can work with without breaking the bank, without overspending or shopping, because a lot of times I look in my closet, I'm like, wait, I didn't know I had that. Or I learned how to style something in a new way, and I think I need new clothes to do that, when in reality it was always in my room. So I highly encourage you guys to shop your own closet and just take one day to maybe put together a couple of looks. Maybe if it's casual, you might put together a bunch of casual looks. Maybe you want a more like, oh, I'm going out looks. You might want to take a day to put together some of those looks, and then just keep it in mind so when you do go out, you don't spend the whole day trying to look for an outfit. Hate when that happens. But yeah, so really try to work with the pieces you already have, and over time just collect little things here and there. Like, I try not to overshop or overspend when it comes to clothes, because I'm like, I know I have enough pieces to make this work. I literally was watching a video this other day where she was saying she has 44 pieces in her wardrobe, and I'm like, and that's including shoes and purses, and I'm just like, wait, I have way more clothes than that. I can definitely make this work. Like, I should not have to ever shop again. If you could do that with 44 pieces, I know I could do something with mine. So just really learn how to make things more versatile that you already have in your closet, but also when shopping, choose colors that you would wear, choose things that you would wear, choose things that can be very versatile. Like, maybe I can make this streetwear one day, but the next day I can make it very classy, very corporate. Crazy to say, but you can mix and match and make things work for different occasions and different vibes. You just got to know how to do it. And I hope that this video helps with you in spring and summer and looking stylish and looking cool. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.